Oh my goodness. Hey, Keisha, I know you enjoy that, so I just really hammed it up for you. I love that you love it. I know that you expect it from me each time. So
I the realization that I will hear and see you do that 4 times today.
4 times today, and then the next you only have to hear it 2 more times when we do the reunion. That'll be it. You'll never have to hear that song again.
But I told you, it reminds me. I call it the Blow song from the movie Blow with Johnny
Yeah.
Depp,
Yeah, it just reminds me of
where
the roller skating rink, right?
wait, oh yeah, you are a little older than me.
Yeah, I am. Thank you. I know I don't look it.
Because that's good.
That and also whenever I hear Another One Bites the Dust by Queen, I think that's a
Mm.
really good roller skate song. Really
And
good.
see, I think I was in like early elementary when that was out.
Yeah, well, I was s 6th grade when I was going to the rink and it was Another One Bites the Dust. Yeah. So you were
Yeah.
maybe 4, I don't know.
Yeah, I was little. Yeah.
All
Mhm.
right, let's still talk about the subject. It's upsetting me.
We're just 10 years apart, right? Because you turned 55 this year and I turned 45 this year.
In the year of our Lord 2024, I will turn 56.
Oh.
I turned 55 last year, but I just turned 55, so I'm barely 55.
Yeah, I get it. I hang on to
Barely.
that barely. Yeah. So, and if you guys don't know, we have the same birthday.
We have the same birthday, but I also when you get to the 55, you have to check a different box. When it's age range,
Oh,
you gotta go for it goes 45 to 54, and then it goes, like, 50 to 64,
no.
and now I'm in that box, and I don't like that. I might start lying. Okay, guys, we're here. We're back for part 2. Love is Blind, season 6, episode 12. Meet me at the altar. Is that the name of this episode? It's already gone so far down my list of notes here. I think I have 17 pages of notes. Um,
Jesus.
I know. Listen, I suffer from my art. So, um, we're back for part 2, season
Mhm.
6, episode 12. We left off with Clay and AD are about
Yes.
to say their vows.
Yes.
Okay. We know what happens, obviously, but when you
Mhm.
didn't know what was going to happen, what did you
Mhm.
think?
Well, can I be honest with you?
Yes,
When I saw the tuxedo that he had on, I knew he wasn't getting married. I'm
that just
serious.
makes no sense, but okay.
But we know how things are in my head.
Okay.
When I saw the tuxedo that he had on, I said, he's not getting married today. I said, he's just not. It was just something about the tux. It just wasn't flashy enough. I felt it at that moment. This is not going to go right. And then when we saw his mom, when they were getting ready to walk down, she had a look of like a somber look on her face.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're not getting married today. But I was hoping I was wrong.
Yeah. I was I was wondering if it was going to be a twisteroo and she was going to say no.
Oh no, she wasn't going to say no.
Yeah.
That girl was ready
Yeah.
to get that day. Yeah.
So, now it's the officiant is saying,
Mhm.
"Now it is time to decide. Is love blind? Will you get married and commit to life together, or will you walk away forever?" Why
Ooh.
do they say it like that? Or will you walk away forever? One of
Do
you is
they
going
say
to
that every
die.
time? Is that
No,
this?
they said it at the next wedding too. Yeah. Will you
Ye
walk away forever?
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I felt pressured, even though I kinda had a feeling what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Then when they start doing that damn heartbeat
Yes.
sound, okay,
Yes.
was it just me? I checked my own heart. I thought I was hearing my own heart in my ears.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
I was
Well,
like, "Is that me?
she
Is that
she's
me?"
saying my heart's racing, and he's like,
Right.
me too, my heart's racing. So then they had to give us the bump, 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 bump.
Yeah.
So it's like, Amber, do you take Clay to live together? Blah, 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 matrimony, blah, blah, blah. And she says, I do.
Mhm.
Now we get to Clay, the same thing. Will you take to live together? Blah, blah, blah. And when they don't say I do and they start with
That's
the
right.
speech,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I've
So
never seen any of the other episodes, but as soon as
mhm.
he didn't just straight up say yes, I'm like, "Oh, shit." Here we go.
This has been a process, and AD, I love you, and I don't think it's responsible for me to say I do, but I want you to know, like, I'm rocking with you, and I just don't think it's responsible for me to say I do. I still need work, and I don't want you to think it's not going to work. I'm still going to put in the work for you, and we're going to go through this together. And I don't care what nobody says, but I know that I'm not fully ready for marriage, and you deserve the best. And if I'm not ready to give 100%, I'm not going to go there with you if I'm not ready. And I appreciate you, and I know that you can fight for me, and we'll let it work. We'll let it work, which didn't make sense. We'll let it work.
Right.
And she laughs and looks to the side and goes, "What the
The
fuck?"
fuck. I know.
And he goes, "Yeah, I
Be-
know, I know, I know, I know."
because they can break. So this is what I don't understand
Okay.
is that they are allowed to break up before they walk down the aisle, like
Yeah,
Chelsea and Jimmy. So
right.
why would he go through all of this if he knew he was going to say no? That's the part I don't understand.
I don't either, and maybe it really was a game time decision for him, and maybe seeing his dad. Maybe if his dad wouldn't have shown up,
He would have said, yeah.
he said yes, but he had to hear that guy just spew off some nonsense.
So let me ask you.
Okay.
So in the other seasons, do a lot of them do the same thing as Clay? They go all the way. Why would they do that?
I'm trying to remember other seasons, and people remind me if people have even broken up before, like in the apartment or whatever. Every
Right.
time I've seen it, the people go, if they're in, except for one couple, that was Bliss and Zach,
Mhm.
because Zach is a real weirdo. He was with a girl named Irina, and when they got to DR, I mean, she had such the ick for him. Like when he
Oh
proposed, when
wow.
they first, she had the ick. She could not. Then this other girl, Bliss, was his second choice, and she like left the pods because she was so upset when he proposed to Irina.
Hmm.
And then after the DR, like in the DR, they were like, "This is not going to work," and they split up in the
Okay.
DR. And he went and found Bliss, and they got married.
Okay. Wow.
Then there was another
Okay.
couple last season where the guy, I can't remember his name, but he every single piece of clothing he owned was American flags. And there
Okay.
was really cute girl he was engaged to, and they broke up in the DR. But I don't recall. I see people might break up at the DR, but I don't recall, and somebody can tell me if people have broken up after the vacation, then when they're living together, people breaking up and saying, like, I'm not even going to go to the altar. I'm sure there is some, but generally they go to the altar and then they break up at the altar if
That
they're
is
going to break up.
like traumatizing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't even want to waste the time getting all dressed up and shit.
I know. Imagine how AD looks. She never looked so good in her life. Um,
Yeah, just to go up to the like
I know. So when she says, "What the fuck?" he goes, I know, but what can I say? Like, I can't say yes right now. I'm sorry, AD." And she
it,
whispers in her voice, she goes, "Clay, Clay, what the fuck?" And
she's so embarrassed right now
he goes,
and in
"Why does it?"
shock.
He goes, "Why does it matter? Why does the timeline matter?" And she goes, "Clay, don't do this."
I mean, but he's not wrong.
What if at that moment he goes, "You know what? You're right. I'm rocking with you. Let's do it. I do."
That would
Then
be
that
on brand with Clay to do some shit like that. I could see him doing that. But he is 100% correct. He's like, what does it matter if we get married right at this point or if we get married 6 months from now? Like
right.
we're only doing this because this show is telling us the time frame and everything, all of his reasoning, believe it or not, I'm going to say this, made sense. It
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I got work to do. Like, I shouldn't say yes to marriage. I still want to be with you. But this is also shit that he could have said back at the apartment.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
So, but she told him back at the apartment, "If it's a no at the altar, we're not gonna keep dating.
I don't
I'm
think he
not."
remembers that.
No, of course he doesn't. He's stupid.
He
La, la,
doesn't
la,
remember
la,
that at
and
all.
he
Yeah.
talked right over it. So she goes, "Okay." So she walks off with her mom and her bridesmaid. She hugs his mom on the way out. Clay's mom hugs her, sheds a tear, and one of the Joshes, I don't know which one, hugs Clay, the one with the glasses, and then Clay hugs his mom. So we see her walking off, which was a great shot of her walking through that
Yeah.
area with holding that champagne bottle. That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And she says, "Waste of my fucking time." She says, "I'm
Well,
so
yeah.
confused," and she's sobbing, and she's like, "I just need a moment, I need a moment," and she's like, "Fucking idiot." She's like, I don't wanna bash him because I love this man, but I just don't
Right.
understand. I'm just never enough." And Tesh, who I don't know if is a friend or a sister, I think it's a
Sister.
sister,
Mhm.
says, "The other person is never enough. You haven't met your person, and unfortunately, you thought it was Clay, but he fucked everyone over." It's
He
like,
did. It would have been so different because see, if that had been my sister, I would have had to knock that motherfucker out. Like, why did you do her like this in front of all these damn people? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
how traumatic and how embarrassing. And her poor little nieces are looking around like, did she not get married?
I
Did,
do we not
what's
believe in love
going on?
anymore? We're only 7.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes, just it was a lot. The eyelashes came off, and I
right
it
away.
looked like she aged.
I know, 'cause she took all that
She really
eyelashes off and all
did.
she cried all her makeup off.
Yeah, and it looked like it aged her just from what I'm assuming just from what happened, just kinda she just aged a little bit to me, and I
Yeah,
feel so bad for her.
I did too. I did too. So, um, Margarita, Clay's mom, and Taylor, the sister, still's got her drink in her hand.
Mhm.
Um, Mom says, your dad and I were married for 24 years. You do not get to this point and think that you need to be forced to an I do. And if you're not
That's true.
100%, if you're not 100% here in your heart, don't ever cross that line. So
Yeah.
mom is being supportive. She's probably like embarrassed about the whole thing, but she's like, you stay true to yourself and that's all you can do.
She's a better mom than I because I would have like, "Your knuckleheaded ass did this to this girl in front of all these goddamn people?
Yeah, I just
Really?
I just made the new best friend with the other mom.
Now you done fuck shit up. We had plans. Like we were going on vacation next week. We were taking a cruise.
I know.
And look what you have done. I
Yeah.
I would have been upset with my son personally.
So, dad, Trevor comes out to chat with Clay and the mom, Margarita. And dad says, just breathe. You just let it all go. It's like, okay, here we come again with his platitudes. She's
Coaching
like,
with the yeah, like he's about to coach a race or something like that.
yeah.
This is how
She's like,
you
just
breathe.
breathe
This is
in
how
through
you
the nose, out through
breathe.
the mouth.
Yeah. Mhm.
And he says, we're good with whatever decision you make, but you got to do what makes Clay comfortable. And if you do it for any other reason, you won't be happy. I'm proud of you. This shows maturity. I got you. I got you. I love you when you were born. I love you today, and nothing has changed. And they cut over to Margarita, who is giving dad the death stare.
The
She
whole stank
hates him.
face.
She
The
hates him.
whole stank face. She cannot even believe his ass is talking right now.
So Clay says to his dad, should I go talk to her? And dad goes, yeah, yeah, you can, because you definitely don't want to appear to be indifferent.
What?
Yeah, dad's
Like,
dad's been on this rodeo.
oh, yes, he has. Right. He is like total bull riding. He's done this before. He's been knocked off, he's got back on. He knows this life. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's like
knows what is about to disappoint a woman.
he knows what to say. He knows
Yes,
like you
he
don't want to
does.
appear indifferent. You got to appear
Yep.
apologetic.
Right. Yeah.
This is
Hmm.
family trauma. So now we see Clay standing by a fence, like with a jaunty arm up on the fence, and it says, "Now get ready because I'm really going to talk for a minute here.
All right.
Um,
I am ready.
Settle back. Me and AD, we have a great relationship, but like it wasn't enough. And I felt like this is the person I'm about to marry. And, marriage is a unity of self, it's a unity of finances, it's a business decision. And I think there's still stuff that we have to build on. Like a lot of work that needs to be done was on my emotional empathy side. And I think that the finances, like I looked at it, like I brushed it off, but like finances are huge. And I don't understand her finances like that. And like the end of the
Yeah.
day, eternity is forever. And if I'm going to be something forever, like I want to be locked in 100%. So, like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I said to myself, am I a husband? And the answer was no. And am I deeply in love? And the answer was no. And those are two things. Like, if you can't say yes to those answers, why are you getting married?
Mary Payne, until that speech number 573 from Clay, I never ever knew that eternal meant forever.
Eternal means forever. And he should do work on his emotional empathy side
Yeah.
because the finances are important. What?
Yeah. So
Huh?
when you kind of thread through some of the stupidity, he said, I don't understand her finances.
Okay. You've had
So
several weeks to talk about it.
Yeah, but then you're like wondering, was she telling him the truth about her finances? Because all we know is that she is a realtor
And
and
she
she
runs a
works at a
nightclub.
club.
Mhm.
She says she runs a nightclub, and then she said she ran
Well,
the
she's the
VIP
VIP
section.
manager or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. And so we never got to see where she lived, and I'm assuming she still lived with her mom.
Mm. She
So
could.
maybe that was I mean that it look, you do need to understand someone's finances before you get married to them because that can bring you all the way down.
He threw that in there in the midst of marriage is a unity of self.
Wait, come on. This is the same person when he proposed, he said, AD, will you take my lovely hand in marriage? Okay.
And rock with your boy Clay.
Yeah. So
That
I
was his
mean,
proposal.
that was his proposal.
So he says it's a unity of self. It's a
Yes.
business decision. I need to work on my emotional empathy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He doesn't understand her finances.
Yeah.
Also, eternity is forever.
Uh-huh.
And he looked in the mirror and said, am I a husband? The answer was
Uh-huh.
no. And am I deeply in love? And the answer was no. Now that
That
would
was surprising.
that was hurtful. I think when she sees
Yeah.
that more than all this other talk in a circle bullshit he does, am
Mhm.
I deeply in love? And the answer is no.
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
that's not what you're saying to her. You're telling her you are deeply in love.
Yeah, but I was on the Instagram yesterday, last
Okay.
night, and they
Hmm.
were gassing each other up big time.
What do you mean, like under each other's posts? Like you look good, or you're like that?
Oh, like it totally indicates they're together. And then you had Jess because Jess stays in everyone's business.
She sure does. Jess
She
needs to go
does.
back to work. She is on that Instagram
Yes.
all day, every
Yes,
day.
she I'm like, don't you have a small child to take care of while you're on
Sometimes the
TikTok
kids
and
on
Instagram?
sometimes the kids on the TikTok with her.
Yes, yeah, a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So Jess was like my favorite couple. So they're making it seem like they're together. And then someone
I
said that
bet they
there was like
are.
a I think so too, especially after like reading their comments. And then someone said that they were seen together for Thanksgiving. But then I also saw that someone saw Clay and his friends at a bar
Uh-huh.
and he was totally flirting with other girls. So I don't know.
He is his father's child.
He is.
So anyway, he talks in a circle as per usual and says nothing.
Oh yeah.
So he goes in to see AD and he says, I'm
Mm.
sorry. Are you okay? And she goes, well, that's a pretty stupid question.
Yeah. But
And
it's
he's,
Clay.
but
I'm surprised he didn't say, "You still rocking with me?"
are you still walking with me? Because I got you.
Yeah.
Um, he says, it was a game time decision. And I've been struggling this
Mhm.
whole time. And she goes, I fully understand that. Like, obviously, we're in this very weird experiment. And I understand that you were struggling the whole time. And he
Right.
says, it was irresponsible for me to say yes when I'm not ready to give you 100%. And you don't want me to be half assed. And he goes, but
Mhm.
God, I feel bad. Like, see you crying. Like, I feel bad.
Well, how do you think you're supposed to fucking feel?
I really think this
Elated?
him saying he's working on his emotional empathy, which by the way, just you're working on empathy, you don't have to put the word
Yeah.
emotional in front of it.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think that maybe he's like you won't understand this reference, but like Erica Jane on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills had to ask her therapist, "How do I show empathy? What does that mean?" Like she does like maybe he really doesn't understand what that means because when he's saying to her, "Oh, it hurts me to see you cry." Like
Yeah.
it's a new feeling for him.
I've known people that are like that, which is very odd to me because I feel all the feelings,
Yeah.
but he just does not get it. But I also think in his head, which she does not this is all lost in translation. I don't know if that's the right terminology to use, but he's still thinking we're not getting married, but we're still together.
Yes.
Where she's thinking, you just fucked up the whole thing. We're done.
He's like, "That moving truck is coming Monday to move her into my place. She's gonna get
Right.
the woman's touch going. We got our double vision boards. We're ready to rock it. We're gonna be rocking with your boy
Yes.
Clay."
Yes. She's gonna help me rent out these Airbnbs, these
Yes,
jet skis. We got this. We are Michelle and Barack.
that's right.
Yes.
And
Uh-huh.
she's like, "Get the fuck away from me. You just
We're
broke my
done.
heart in front of all these people," you
Yeah.
know,
And on television.
and on television. So,
Yeah.
he says, "I feel bad seeing you crying, but for me to say like off a great 2 weeks, this will be my wife forever. Like, I could not make that decision to you today. And it
Oh,
really
it makes
and
sense.
that makes
I
sense
do admit
too.
that does.
And he says, "It breaks my heart seeing you like this because I love you. I really do. And me saying no was not to you, AD. It's just I'm not
Right.
ready." And
Yeah.
it's hard for me to look in the mirror and say that, but you are a perfect girl. You've grown with me, but I can't be a husband right now. I'm not rejecting you. And it almost feels like I am, you know?
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
that
you
is what it
said
feels
no
like.
to her at the altar, Clay. He needs someone to like he needs one of those earpieces in his ear.
Yes.
This is where you're supposed to cry. This is where you're
Uh-huh.
supposed to hug her. This is where you're supposed to say, I'm so sorry. Like he does not get it at all.
And I keep going back to what he said when he's standing by the fence. Am I deeply in love? No. I
Well,
keep going back to that.
but because to me, in 2 weeks, you shouldn't be deeply in love with
Yeah.
someone.
Right.
Like, you don't know you may not even know a person's middle name by the
Right.
2nd week,
Mhm. What does
So,
D stand for again? Um,
Deshaun? What what Dee? What was it? Remind
DD.
me again? Remind me? Yeah,
Oh. So he goes, "Yeah, yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Can I get a hug? Can I get a hug?" She's like,
yeah.
"Okay." So she
You
hugs
could
him and
tell he really wanted to hug and, like, rest in her titties a little bit, but
he
he
wanted
felt
to
like that would be
yeah.
too much. He wanted a titty hug. He wanted to be all up in there because he thinks he needs emotional support right now.
It was hard for him not to put his hands on that booty.
I mean, I kinda wanna just do like that to it to see, like, how bounceable it is
Yeah.
because
Such a good
it
booty.
is when God created booties, I mean, he
Yeah.
created them I think he meant for all of them to look like that, and the rest
Yeah.
of us failed.
And I'm literally like, "How many squats would it take?
I don't think
1,000 a day?" I mean, I don't think I would ever achieve it.
and I'm too afraid to get, like, injections.
I'm not. I'm not afraid of an injection, but it's too late for me. I'm too old. I have a flat ass. It's whatever. So
Do I still have hope?
you're young. You have hope.
I have hope, okay.
So they hug. They say they love each other, and she says, "What am I supposed to do now?"
That's heartbreaking.
And he goes, "What do you mean? You think I'm leaving?"
I know.
And then he's kind of hugging onto her, like holding onto her, and he goes, "I guess you're gonna have to run away from me." And he's like kissing
Yeah,
her, and she's crying, and he's like, "Stop! Oh my God, seeing you sad
yeah.
breaks my heart." Like I think he really is like one little cog of that wheel has turned, and he's like, "Uh-oh." You
But
know?
why can't either one of them say what they're really feeling? Like, why can she not say, this is the end? Like, I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
I don't know why she won't say that to him because I think she doesn't wanna speak it into existence, because I think that she's gonna say it
Mm,
for the camera, but she's really not gonna meet she's gonna see what he's gonna do to get her back, you know? Then
she's
he
gonna see if he's gonna fight
and then
for
he
her.
says, "I'm gonna put in all the work for you, all the stuff I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go to therapy, AD, I'm gonna do all that," and he says goodbye. Okay, now, outside, we have maybe the best scene of all 12 episodes, and it's Margarita reaching
Ooh.
over for filth. We love to see it.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
She says to him, part of what he's struggling with is a marriage. Is it
Hmm.
sacred? Do you honor? He supports with that. All of those emotions and twisted feelings, like he took that to the altar. And a lot of that stems from things that you have to explain and apologize. And he's like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And she goes, don't make excuses, just
Right.
apologize so closure can be had. And he's
Yeah.
like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And she says, the marriage and commitment, he struggles. And he says, "I know you" wait. Oh, she is saying, "This is what Clay said to me." Clay said to me, "I know you stayed, mom, but there's things that I saw that I should not have seen or been in a position, And she says to him, she goes, kids, when they grow up and they see things, it's like, is marriage for real or is it something you get into and then you lie and you deceive? And that's
Yeah.
what he took to the altar with his decision.
He
And
really did.
And Trevor says, here's the thing too, Rita." And he sort of looks away and kind of puts his finger up to his eye. And she looks
Hmm.
at him like she's going to punch him in his fucking face.
Because I cannot believe he had the audacity to horribly act like he was like he was crying.
She's looking at him like, I've been to this rodeo and I want off.
Uh-huh.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Mhm.
He says, Rita, I didn't necessarily have the best role models in my life. Like, I can't remember my father ever being a part of my life. So she kind of touches his hand and says, listen, I have always told you I forgave you, but there are things that had come out in the end that I did not know about until this
Right.
experience. And
That
I
he
was
took the
hurt.
child to cheat.
Uh huh. Can you
Mhm.
imagine finding that your spouse did that to your child and your child
Oh
was
my
carrying that
god.
load and you never knew it? And a
Yeah,
son
I
to
don't
a
e
mother, and how sons just
yeah.
love their moms?
Yes.
Oh, it's
Yes.
so deep and dark.
It really is. And Trevor doesn't get it because he lacks empathy.
He doesn't get it. He's just like,
Mm-mm.
"Well, we're gonna run the race and we're gonna be the winner." Um,
Here's your water bottle.
and she says, "Again, I am divorced from you." But things that he shared with me that I did not know, that's why I'm saying he took a lot on his back. And although we came from broken families, that doesn't mean we have to pass the brokenness onto our kids. And he goes, "Oh, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Stop the bleeding, stop the cycle." Mhm. She said, "Your past and the things that you witness is a part of your DNA and your inside. And if you don't get freaking help, you bring that shit into the next thing." So the fact that he did this process, he wants to be in a long term relationship.
Mhm.
He wants that. And Trevor has the audacity to look at this woman and say, "Tell him to meet somebody like you. He should meet somebody like his mom." You dick. I got so
Oh,
mad.
man.
Didn't that just make you furious?
Yeah, it made me wanna slap a hoe. Big time.
She says, "Yeah, but you got me and you weren't good to me. Okay?"
And he had nothing to say.
And she goes, "So," and she
Yeah.
walks off and he goes, "Yeah, yeah." And she goes, "We're not going to talk about that anymore." And she walks off and she's giving him a look like, "If we weren't on this camera, I'd just kick you right in the shin, you
Yeah, I love the fact that she read him for filth looking like a whole librarian.
fucker." Yes, she does. She does look like
That
a whole
that made it that made it even better for me. It
yeah.
really did.
This podcast is sponsored by Greenlight. When you're a parent, you'll have your fair share of big talks with your kids. Don't I know it? But one of those big talks should involve money, and Greenlight can help with that. Greenlight is a debit card and a money app made for families. You can send your kids instant money transfers, get real time notifications of their spending, manage their chores, and automate the allowance all through the app. You can set up a recurring or one time chores customized to your family's needs and then connect them with the allowance to reward kids for a job well done. When my kids had Greenlight card and Ingrid's kids had it too, I set up their chores. So if they did things like take out their garbage or empty the dishwasher, they got, $1, $3, whatever it was. And then at the end of the week, when it hit their account, they could actually see the growth and the earning. And then they could put half of it into a little savings account if they wanted. It was all great. And your kids are building financial literacy and independence by learning to earn, save, and spend wisely. The Greenlight app also comes with an in-app financial literacy game called Level Up, and kids love a game that helps the kids build money confidence through videos, bite-sized challenges, mini games, and more. More than 6 million parents and kids use Greenlight to learn how to make responsible financial choices. My kids have been 2 of them. So stop putting off the money talk and start putting your kids on the right path. Sign up for Greenlight today and get your first month free at greenlight.com/pinkshade. That's greenlight.com/pinkshade to try Greenlight for free. Greenlight.com/pinkshade. Eating better is easy with Factor's delicious, ready to eat meals. You guys, this weekend I was at a Bunky's house, and guess what they had in their fridge? Tons of Factor meals. That's right. I was blown away. I was like, you know how much I love Factor. These are chef crafted, dietitian approved, ready to go in 2 minutes. They have 35 different options to choose from every week. They have Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, which I really recommend, and Keto. They have these 60 add-ons. I got some of these little like green juice shots that'll kind of really get those veggies in when maybe you're not so good about eating veggies like I am. They have the 2-minute meals, which are great if you're on the go trying to get a quick lunch. There's no prep, there's no mess. They're ready to heat and eat, so you don't have to cook or clean up or anything. You just eat it and go. It's flexible. You can take it to work. I love it. It's the perfect solution if you're looking for fast, premium options with no cooking required. So sign up and save with Factor. We've done the math for you, okay? And math is not my thing. Factor is less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious. Like I said, I love the Protein Plus meals. So you're going to head to factormeals.com/pinkshade50 and use code pinkshade50 to get 50% off. That's code pinkshade50 at factormeals.com/pinkshade50 to get 50% off. So back to AD and Clay. He's trying to leave, and well, I mean, I think the production has said, like, you have to go. Like, we got to get the shot of
He's
you walking out
struggling
and
to
all that.
leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, I'm so sorry, AD. Like, I feel like a piece of shit. And she says, I did my fucking best. He
Yeah.
says, I know, I know. He said, so what I'm saying isn't resonating, huh? And she goes, no. She said, it's hard to hear what you're saying. And, it's hard to put all this together. And he says, I've learned so much about myself. And I just thank you. And she goes, yeah, it feels like a sacrifice of me. Like, it feels like you used me to do it, to learn all this stuff about yourself, which
Yeah.
she's
She's right.
100% right to feel that way.
Yeah. Mhm.
And he kisses her. And he's like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't want to have to leave. Do I have to leave? And she's like, yeah, like, get the fuck out. Production says you got to go. And he kisses her and he leaves. But he's like, I don't want to go. And he's like, I'm really sorry. And he walks out. So in her talking head, she says, I keep getting close and doing so much for these men and
Mhm.
carrying these relationships, but it's not enough. And I love him. I really do. And I'm really sad I wasn't enough for him to get right. I can't drag him or force him or beg him to fucking pick me. I'm done. And then she cries some more.
Oh, man.
Now we have a music break because the music is very sad. But guess what? It's Amy and Johnny's wedding day. So let's hear this music. It's really sad. Wow. She's getting in the car. She's leaving. Oh!
Yeah.
Hey, it's Amy and Johnny's wedding day. All right. Okay.
I feel
So
like they could have had a song in the middle to kinda, you know what I mean, weave it kinda together. I mean, it was such a dramatic shift in
it
music.
was
It
like
sounds like,
everybody's crying. It's like, whoa.
Get over
Hey.
it now. It's
Yes.
Amy and Johnny's wedding day."
Oh, so she goes into the bridal room and they've replaced the neon Mr. and Mrs. with bride to be. So I guess
Yes.
they just clamp on the different one to make it we're supposed to think it's a different room. I don't know.
Or because they're like, "Well, this shit didn't work out last time. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's
Let's just
switch it
switch it
up."
up.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. is a bad omen. Let's put up bride to be.
Right?
So she talks about their relationship and how great it's been. We see some clips of it. And her crew arrives, like the girls and the friends and
Right.
everything. I'm like zipping over this because it's like nothing to even talk about. It's all so happy.
It's really not.
Um, so she says she's so ready. Their relationship has been so beautiful. And it's either her friend Lupe or
Mhm.
somebody's doing her makeup. I guess it's
It's
Lupe.
not Lupe. It's
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 not
another friend.
another
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
She's doing her makeup. She must be like a professional makeup artist or something. She looked like she really knew what she was doing. And they say Johnny is the most like emotional and mature man she's ever
Yeah.
been with. It's so great. And Amy says, I I think we're on the same page. Like, my biggest fear is like he gets to the altar and he gets cold feet. Like, that's my biggest fear. But I really don't think it's going to happen. I really think we're solid.
Yeah.
And then she talks about that her dad had a dream a long time ago about her
Mhm.
kids and they were all kind of blonde. And
Right.
then her friend had a dream when she was in the pods that she came out and the guy she was with was like it was white and blonde.
Which is not the type of guys that she normally
She always said
dated.
like very like Latina guys usually it seems.
Yeah, I can tell if it was like Latina guys or black guys because she had
Yeah.
said darker skin complexions and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So yeah.
Yeah. And so, she was like, yeah, and here he comes out and he's strawberry blonde, like wow.
Yeah.
So, he arrives and we see the cool kind of man cave area, and he talks about like how great Amy is, how much he loves her, and all the dudes arrive. So we have his sisters are there, and then we have his friend Jack and his friend Patrick and Willie, his brother, who we hadn't seen
Mhm.
before. So we've seen the two sisters, Anna and Maria. Are there their names?
Yes, I know Maria is one of the names for
And I know
sure.
one is Anna. So we can
Okay,
so
so then there you go.
between the two of us, we've got it.
Yeah.
Um, Willie is the brother, and He says he told her he loved her, like, accidentally on day 7. They're like, "Wow, day 7. We've had deep
Mhm.
conversations. We've talked about this. We just flow together. Everything's perfect. Everything's great. Cheers. Well, everything's great."
I was hoping, I really was hoping that Johnny would get his hair white, right? It just never quite curls or waves enough. Then I'm like, did he try to straighten it in a way? Maybe he shouldn't gel it back. It's just never quite right.
I agree. I think it should either be 2 inches longer and really get that flow,
Yeah.
because I think because he has it all long, but then it's still short. It's
And then
all
it
one
kind of
length, but short. Yeah.
curls in the back a little bit.
Yeah, it's just all over the
It's
place.
yeah, and I was just hoping for the wedding day he just got it right, but then
Yeah, I was even
it's
hoping for that half of a man bun. That'd been cute.
something different
Mhm.
than this.
Yeah,
But it's plain Wonder Bread Johnny.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, he and I have the same coloring. We could be siblings, so I feel for him. Um,
Strawberry blondes.
sorry, blondes. So, everybody's getting ready. It seems like one sister is with the groomsmen and the one sister is a bridesmaid.
Yes.
That was kinda cute, I
Yeah.
thought.
Mhm.
So the parents arrive, Amy's parents, Mercedes and David. They arrive to see Amy and she hugs, and the dad is just so sweet and,
And her
you know,
mom got her hair colored.
or fixed or something. So they both look great for the wedding day.
Yeah, I was happy with the hair. I was like, "Oh, thank God
Yeah, yeah.
she got it recolored." Yeah.
And
That made me feel happy.
I wonder why the brother didn't come in at that time. I wonder if he just didn't feel like he wanted to be on camera because we don't see him till later. Um, or
Um
or maybe it would be too overwhelming for him in that small space or something like that. There could have been a reason. Yeah.
And it may have been too overwhelming for her because she's hardly holding it together with her parents being in there.
True. True.
I'm like, why can't they do these speeches before they get their makeup done?
I know.
Because,
Yes. Oh my
yeah.
god. Yes. So, she says, she feels so confident and everything, and they say, "We're right behind you. We're right here with you." And
Mhm.
dad and Johnny's sister talk a little bit about how, she's like, "I feel like I have a new sister now." And dad says, "We're all family now. Like, we love you so much." And it's all very just kumbaya and happiness, really.
It's very super sweet. And I wonder whenever Amy's parents saw Johnny's sister, they were like, damn, y'all got the same face.
Same face.
Because all of the children have the same face. It's
Brother
like someone made
too.
a mask and just passed it on.
Yeah, the brother
Yeah.
too.
Yes, yes.
And now we find out why, because we meet Jim and Joy, and they all look just like Joy.
Joy said, and all the children shall look just like their mother.
That's right.
Okay. And
Jim
then we
has
had the
no
dad,
part of
no
this.
teeth. He had no teeth and a thick tongue.
He had a thick tongue, but I didn't
I
notice
don't
he had
know.
no
I don't.
teeth.
Well, see, I didn't know. So I thought a couple of things. He's got no bottom row teeth, and so the tongue is just really out.
Okay,
Or he has just a really thick tongue. But either way, he has a really thick tongue.
okay. Um, I was really looking at her a lot because she looks so much like the kids. I
Are
don't
you
know
gonna mention it?
to who?
Are you gonna mention that one thing about her?
Her tattoos?
No,
What?
her brown tooth.
Keisha, I did not notice either one of their teeth, and that's very
Oh,
off.
that is not on brand.
That's not on brand for me. I'm always
No.
looking at people's teeth. I did not notice their teeth.
You're tired and you need a vacation
I
because
didn't
I
notice either
cannot
one of their
believe that
teeth.
I don't even feel like I know you right now. What is going do I need to talk to Dave?
Oh,
What is
no,
going
that's
on?
wild that I did. I noticed his glasses were problematic. I didn't like his
How the hell
glasses.
did you notice his glasses and not
It
are
looked
you
like his
okay?
glasses looked like goggles, like he was about to go play racquetball.
Are you
Um,
okay?
all right. Well,
Is there
listen,
something going on that I don't know about at
maybe
home?
they weren't that bad, and that's why I didn't notice them. I
Oh,
don't.
oh, okay.
Okay, let's go past
This
this
is
subject.
awkward.
This is
Kind of
awkward.
it's really I feel like a little bit uncomfortable. Like this person is a damn stranger who I'm
Yeah,
talking to today.
it's a little uncomfy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Mhm.
oh, so dad gives a pep talk and he says, being married is the hardest job you're ever going to have, but it's the most fun job you ever had. We did it, and so can you. Um, Johnny tells them like he wants to have a long marriage like they have, and they have a group hug.
Yeah.
Um, Amy comes out in her dress. Everybody cries.
Mhm.
Her hair and her makeup look incredible. We have already said that that style of dress is not something we would have picked, but I mean, she would have looked good in anything.
I think it goes with what she wanted, and she wanted to look like a true princess
Yeah. Yeah.
in her dress.
Yeah.
So,
Because dad says she looks like Cinderella.
mhm,
And, he says again, we're always here for you. We're always here for you and Johnny and all together, meaning the sisters and everybody. We're going to make you successful. And, I could tell when Johnny was looking at you that that's the way I would want a man to look at my daughter.
right,
I want a man to appreciate you. And he's just, yeah, what he wasn't into this experience, but he's so
right.
happy that she's found him. I'm proud of you. Are you ready to rumble? Let's go. Let's
This
go.
is so sweet that I got a toothache and it turned brown like Joy's brown tooth.
You stop it. All right. Johnny
I'm
walks
still
down.
flabbergasted. You didn't freaking notice.
Johnny walks down with his mom and she says, when you find true love, you have to work for it, but it's a gift. And when you get up there, you talk from your heart. And God willing,
Mhm.
I'll have a daughter in law very soon. She's very supportive.
Yeah.
The brother in law, Cameron, is the officiant. Everybody is sweating
Oh my
bucket,
god. Poor
buckets.
Amy, when she's talking, you can see, you know how we all have like a little bit of the neck what is
Yes.
it
Yeah.
called? The little rings?
Yes.
There's sweat. I'm like, she is burning up. Plus, she has on that dress.
And all that makeup on your face will make you sweat and your hair is done. And oh,
Yes. I'm
um,
like, oh,
and he has sweat through his undershirt, his long sleeve
oh
shirt,
yeah.
his suit. Yeah. He's got that hair.
Yeah.
So, everybody's sweating, and so Johnny's sisters, Anna and Maria walk down together, and then they split, to the bride and the groom side, and we
Hmm.
see Willie, the brother, come down. Now, Amy is with her dad, David, and her brother, David Jr., and she tells the both of them she loves them, and her brother is so sweet, and he's hugging
Hmm.
her and smiling. He's so happy, and she comes down the aisle. She looks incredible, and dad hands her off to Johnny and says, "I give my treasure to you." They take a moment, they honor the grandparents, and then we get the whole "You fell in love sight on scene, da da da, is love blind." Okay. She says some
Did
beautiful
he
vows.
said my treasure?
Dad says, "I give you my treasure."
Wow. I think
Yeah.
my dad would say, here's the fucking, what, I don't know, Hellraiser. Take this lump of coal. It's all yours right
My
now,
dad's
James.
my dad's
Please
like,
take it.
3 of 3. Let's go. Get her out of here. Um, you fell in love sight unseen, blah, blah, blah. So she says some beautiful vows. She tells him
Hmm.
she loves him for his soul and she's excited for what next. And he says, "Me too." And then we don't hear his vows. We just go right to
Hmm.
the, "Do you
I
take this man?" Da da da.
Maybe he didn't have any because like he just kind of piggybacked off of what she said.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
We don't hear him say anything. And then we have to decide, is love blind? Will you commit to be together forever or will you walk away forever?
Well, you know what? We probably didn't get Johnny's vows because they took up so much time with Clay ranting on. They're like, we don't have enough. We got to edit it out.
It
We
was a half a
just,
day. It was a
there's
half
not,
day.
yeah, no, sorry, Johnny. I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
Amy says, "I do." Johnny says, "I do." Everyone cheers and claps and they're pronounced a man and wife. He spins her around. They hug, they kiss. It's a very happy moment.
Hmm.
Um, they have a person doing a painting. My niece had this at her wedding where somebody sat at Key Neville, a girl that we knew, sat and did a painting of them like on the dance floor, like
Hmm.
during the wedding. It's really cool.
That's really cool.
It's really
I
cool.
like
So
that.
he was like, "I love that. That's so awesome. Ah, da, da." Do we have to pay for that? Is that expensive? 'Cause we don't have any
That's
money.
that's on Netflix, right? Like Vanessa, Nick, y'all got this, right?
Y'all got that? Because
Yeah, right.
we're really, really gonna clamp down on those finances.
Right.
So they say, "Love is blind," and they do a cheers, and they're like, my husband," and they're like silly and cute, and it's a very feel good
Yeah,
ending.
it was. It
But
was.
now we're gonna do another musical transition. Here we go. Happy music, happy music, and then here
Red
we go.
lights flash in the dark,
Here's
3 a.m.
Clay.
staying up. This isn't what I
This is
imagined. flowers on the bedside, questions in my head like, tell me how this could have happened.
Keisha put her veil over her face.
We're in mourning right now.
So sad. So Clay says he's again like, I'm standing over by that fence. And he says, I want love. I want to be married. I want to be happy. I guess I just didn't understand the magnitude of my decision. She told you in the kitchen, if you say no, it's a no. We're not going to be fiancés forever. Yeah.
He did not. He was thinking about like his next rental obligation because he doesn't remember that shit at all.
He's like, it's a Saturday. I got 4 jet skis being rented out. I got
That's
to
right.
go.
That's right. I can't stay the night at home tonight. I got to sleep up there so I don't have to drive 2 hours in the morning. That's what he's thinking about.
Oh, he says, I just didn't understand the magnitude of that decision. And I just feel stupid, like I just want to get out of here, honestly.
Right. I don't blame. He better. I would like. I have a feeling that AD's sisters are gonna beat my ass. Like,
They know
can
where I live.
security, please walk me to this car because they were
Remember when he did
pissed.
that code on his door and he like hit it with his hand? I wonder if he's told her that code because
I know.
somebody's gonna be in his house waiting for him when he gets there.
I know. I know.
And she says, I don't regret saying yes. My love was blind and nothing would have changed my answer. But I don't see myself continuing to date him. My heart is broken. I've been
Mhm.
strong and powerful, and that's who I will remain. I'm just waiting for it to be my turn. And we see her gathering her stuff and leaving, which is just sad. 'Cause she's got that gorgeous dress on. She's got like
It
her
does.
flats and like her dumb,
Yeah.
like everyday purse, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we get to see Amy and Johnny's reception. The flowers are crazy. It's gorgeous. Everybody's dancing. We see the toasting. And did you notice when the dad was doing the toast that you saw Johnny's brother Willie with his arm around David Jr.?
I didn't notice that.
Yes,
They're just so sweet.
it was so sweet. I was like, "Oh my gosh, Johnny's brother is like, I'm just gonna take this kid on. Like this is family."
That's great. That's
Really sweet.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was doing toasting with like in the air, but he had no cup.
I
The
know. I
brother.
noticed that part. Yeah.
But yeah, that was Johnny's brother with his arm around him.
That's sweet.
Very
Uh,
sweet.
yeah. And
So
that's coming
they
from us. We're
yes,
actually saying
and
it's sweet.
we think it's sweet and we have cold,
Black
black,
hearts.
shriveled up hearts.
Yes, we do. Mhm.
And they say Johnny says, "If you really dive in, the water is cold. It's uncomfortable, but if you really do the work and you really want it, yes,
Mhm.
love is blind." And then she says, "I couldn't have said it any better myself. Like, this is my cool wife. So this is my cooler husband."
Yeah.
And that's the end.
Whew. This was a lot for me as a first timer. This was a lot. Um,
I can't
it,
believe I've
it-
had this veil on for 2 hours. I've never been
I'm
so
proud of
unhappy in
you.
my whole life.
She was adamant that she was not going to wear the veil throughout the whole episode.
But I just think of any kind of fun clips that we would pull for the internet. It would look crazy if you're over there in a veil and I'm just over here like, "What's wrong with you, girl?"
Everyone would be like, why the fuck does she have that on her head? What does it say at the top? What's going on here?
Ah.
Yeah. I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing this because you know I wanted to wear this the whole time we
I know
recorded.
you did, and
Yes.
I'm a little sweaty, but that's okay. And because I have like makeup and I blew my hair out, I'm really gonna see if somebody will take me to dinner tonight because like I hate to waste makeup on staying in the house.
I know. I know the feeling. I was hoping the same thing, but James is like, I'm gonna cook tonight. I'm like,
I could
um,
waste all this good makeup.
I'm just gonna take selfies and then
Okay.
post them like other days. I'm gonna try to change my hair up a little bit. So I've got,
Yes, different
selfies.
outfits and things. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
guess I'll do
then
that.
Mila's gonna rip that thing right off your head. So be careful.
Soon as I come out the door, she's gonna rip this shit off.
Okay, I can't. Please take a picture of her in it. That'll be so cute.
I will. She's so dramatic. I
I know.
wonder where she gets it from.
Maybe you should take off the words that say bride to be because that's a little weird since she is like 4.
She's gonna want. Do you think she's not gonna want these words to be up here?
I don't know.
She has no idea what it says, but she's
She
gonna
can't
want these
read.
letters up there. She can't read, but she most definitely is gonna want these letters to be up there.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're not getting me beat up today.
Oh my God. Well, guys, this is the end. This is Love is Blind season 6. We are going to cover the reunion. It will be out the day that it comes out, which I believe is March 13th. Is that the day that it
Yes.
comes out?
Mhm.
So it's going to be out on March 13th. I don't think we're getting screeners. So the
Ooh,
episode will go up the next morning because we can only work so fast.
yeah. So what are we gonna wake up at like midnight 30, watch the show, and then record in the morning?
It'll come on at 9 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, that's when it drops.
So
Okay.
I'll take notes as it's going, and then we'll record the next morning so we can have it out to the people as soon as possible.
Because we're committed
We're
AF.
committed, guys, and we have done all these episodes early to make sure that the minute you watch an episode, the minute you'll be able to have your recap. And so,
That's
for
right.
everybody that has joined Pink Shade Prime to listen to them early, I appreciate you very much. Please stay here. I dropped a Traders episode this weekend. I'm going to try to keep dropping more and more stuff on that $10 level to keep the people that just joined for Love Is Blind, so they could see that there's
Nice.
there's more. Listen, we're doing Prison Brides over there, Keisha and I.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
There's more to this party.
there's more to this party. I
Yes.
mean, we could go back and watch another season of Love Is Blind, but it's kind of anticlimactic because everybody already knows what happens,
Except for me.
except for you. It'd be brand new for you.
I'm the
Oh,
only sucker
Keisha.
who doesn't know.
Oh, Keisha, you're so
Mhm.
funny. Everybody, please follow Keisha over at the Libra Lounge with Keisha. She's got a really, really fun podcast. She's got a great Instagram. And as always, I beg you to please follow me on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod. And I'm at Pink Shade Podcast on TikTok. Are you Libra Lounge on TikTok now?
I am. Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Follow her over there too. And we'll also be discussing coming up this week Prison Brides. And I've
Mhm.
got The Single Life and Seeking Sister Wife is making a triumphant return. So that's all going to be over on Pink Shade Prime too.
And if you like the show, leave us a 5-star review.
Leave a 5-star review for Pink Shade. Leave a 5-star review for the Libra Lounge. And if you don't like us,
Yeah.
say nothing. Keep it in your
Just,
heart.
just, just, just keep it moving. Keep it
Just keep,
moving. Keep it rocking. Keep
keep
it
it. You
rocking.
rock out with your boy Clay. Keep it moving.
That's
Keep it
right.
in your heart. If you don't like us, we don't need to hear about it.
No, our confidence can't take the blow.
In the words of Jimmy, that hurt my feelings.
I hurt my feelings.
That hurt my
That was a
feelings.
nice. That made me sad.
That made me sad. That made me uncomfy. Okay,
Yes.
we're gonna play the music, and I'll see you later.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Last dance. Here we go.
Blinded by the light.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.